So I'm with you, but I'm not with you. But if we bump into each other, then it's a situation.
Yeah.
Bigger
But I
situation
can- but
if
I
you
can
bump
st-
into me and I'm with someone else.
So hold on a
yeah.
second. So you could be in a situationship with multiple people all at the same time because none of them know the fact that you're speaking to each and every single individual one.
100%.
Oh dear Lord.
Hello and welcome to our new podcast, MCB Unscripted, where me, Charley, Mohammed and Bella all get together. We're two generations, one mic, and we discuss many different topics throughout life. It's great because we get a view from adult's point of view and a view from a young adult's point of view as well. So you really start to see the difference in generations, because a lot of the time people talk about things nowadays, but you literally get the view of an adult or a child. And I think it's really important to really explore different situations by getting the view of two different generations and possibly three, to really understand where we're navigating this thing called life at the moment and how we navigate it. So we're going to start today's podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are going to start today's podcast with the topic of social media. Now, social media is a massive topic, and I'm going to start with asking Bella a few questions, being the 18-year-old in the room. And I think with social media, a lot of people have learned not to be able to communicate. So in not learning how to communicate, it's really worrying where the younger generations are going to end up later on in life. Do you find it hard to navigate in relationships just with your friends? I mean, if we just look at, you've had relationships with boys, you've had relationships with all your girlfriends being friends, you've had all these different relationships. And how do you find in arguments, for example, that's like a key thing to look at, you navigate or you understand how to navigate in that situation, because everything's done behind social media, it feels.
Mm-hmm. I think especially when you're talking about arguments, as using that as a topic, that's a very good topic to talk about with social media and communication, because nothing is done face-to-face anymore. Even with your generation, nothing is done face-to-face anymore because social media makes it so easy to communicate when you don't have to look at the person. So when it comes to arguing, it's almost like you're hiding behind what you're actually feeling.
Right.
Because you can't see facial expressions, but that also leads to miscommunication sometimes and can cause a bigger argument. Because no one really wants to talk on the phone either anymore, so it's all through messages. And you can say anything you want through messages because it doesn't have any emotion attached to it.
At what level does that get to bullying, though?
Well, then that's a line, isn't it? You don't really know. Bullying, cyberbullying is massive. It has been massive for a long time, but right now it's massive because everyone hides behind their phone. You wouldn't dare say that to a person in front of their face.
No, because like for growing up, for us, like if someone dared say something to someone's face, right, in a, I don't know, you went out in a club and you said some of the things that people can just throw out on social media now, and you said it to someone's face, it's not going to be a good picture.
No, of course. No,
So,
definitely not. Can I ask you a question in relation to what you just said? When you say arguing, would you say that's the only thing that's lost in translation over social media? Or how do you resolve that? Because without sounding like we're tombstone age, we're a little bit older, but we're different generation. We pick up the phone and we call each other if you have an argument, because otherwise, often enough,
no, some people do.
Some people do, but
a lot of people in our generation have also now been caught behind that whole social media thing. And I think actually in our generation, I think it's almost as tough as the younger generation. Because I think, sorry to butt you in, but I think that the younger generation have become accustomed to this way of life. Whereas the older generation, a lot of people, don't forget, are very scared to communicate. Communication is a really scary place to go.
I get that.
A lot of, even for us growing up, it's a different situation because you're told to put up and shut up as a kid when you're growing up. You don't have a voice. You're not allowed to talk. Children should be seen and not heard. That's our generation. So the communication part of this is key, but affected by two different generations dealing with two different platforms almost. Our platform was the parental platform of you're seen and not heard. This platform is social media platform where it's, okay, you're also seen and not heard as well, but you're heard too much behind a camera or behind social media or behind this picture that someone's airbrushed so much. And now you're feeling like, I don't want to speak because that girl's too pretty, or that guy's too good looking, or he's got too many followers, or she has, and I'm scared to speak up in case something happens. Or, you know, it's two different generations, but two different problems of communication using two different platforms. Don't you think?
Yeah, but isn't that really strange? Because even I've sent messages, say for example to you, and we have an understanding, or I've sent it to yourself, and within that there's no emotion attached to it.
But that's the issue. You never know truly how that person's feeling. You never know. Even through the phone, you can't see their face. Facial expressions, I know with me, speak volumes, like complete volumes. Someone could be saying something and their face could be saying something completely different. That is the truth. Through messages, you don't get their voice and you don't get their facial expressions. You have no idea how they're truly feeling. So I think it's so easy, why I said before, to hide behind your emotions and just leave the argument aside. But then that then builds something within you that then can turn into trauma from arguing. Okay, I don't want to argue anymore. Let me just leave it and let me be a pushover. I think that's what social media is doing. It's not allowing people to have that confidence to stand up for themselves anymore. I'm not like that. You guys know I'm not like that. If I'm in an argument with someone, I'd much rather pick up the phone or let's see each other and let's speak it out, because there's no point hiding behind the screen. If you want to say something, say it to me and say it to my face. Do you know what I mean? I want to see how you're feeling. I want to see how I've made you feel, because that's the right way to communicate. But I think that's so lost in translation, as you said, within this whole social media world. Don't get me wrong, I'm in the social media world. I'm in the height of it. I've grown up with it through my teenage years. So it's very normal to me, but it doesn't mean I agree with it.
But it started when you were little, though. It wasn't like, did we have Facebook? We had Facebook when you were little.
What I had was Musical.ly, but that was...
Yeah, we had MySpace. Do you remember MySpace?
Yeah.
I never even used that.
I had MySpace.
My
but
first thing
MySpace,
was,
you didn't really communicate with people on MySpace. Well, I mean, I didn't know how to use it properly. But I didn't communicate with people on MySpace. I don't really know what I did on MySpace, actually. But I had MySpace. And then it moved on to... Yeah, Musical.ly came out, but that was really gimmicky. So then I don't think the older generation really... I mean, I did some stupid things with you on it, I remember.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was something that they... But then that was gimmicky and fun.
That was fun, exactly. Now social media, especially like TikTok, it's meant to be a children's platform, and the things that you get on there is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then that also damages the younger generation. Like, I'm scared for the younger generation.
Listen, you know what? We have TikTok. We use TikTok for our business.
Yeah.
We have TikTok. You're almost held by the neck, by gunpoint, to have to use these social media platforms now. If you want to put yourself out there and reach the thousands and millions, you've got to use TikTok or Instagram or whatever. And Facebook's like even becoming a thing of the past. And it's not. But even with Facebook, I don't think Facebook is as detrimental to somebody's mental health on the face of it as TikTok and Instagram are. TikTok is evil. TikTok is really evil.
Why do you think Facebook is not as evil as TikTok?
TikTok is in your face,
Yeah.
and it's lies. TikTok is one big lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one big hoax. That's what TikTok is. And people that are very insecure, which is, let's be honest, probably 80% of the world isn't. I'd actually put 100% of the world has one insecurity about
definitely.
themselves. Everyone has an insecurity somewhere. Nobody is completely 100% secure with everything that they are, their being.
Yeah.
So TikTok plays on your insecurity. Facebook doesn't, because Facebook is putting up, it's the older generation. You're not going to go and sit and put stuff on Facebook, are you?
Yeah,
I mean, do you even have Facebook?
Only for work.
Yeah. And when was the last time you put something on Facebook? Do you even have Facebook anymore? Do you
No, I don't.
login?
I don't have Facebook anymore.
Right.
I don't.
Okay. So, I mean, I have Facebook, but the last time I even put something up was maybe a picture of Raphael when he was born or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't put things on Facebook. But Facebook can be evil in the chat. So not for your generation, but for our generation, people have access to people, talking to people on Facebook Messenger. The key thing is Facebook came out. How many divorces came up? Facebook launched and divorce rate went up.
Why? Because people have more communication
Because
with the outside world.
You've got communication with the outside world,
Yeah.
and you've got access to loads of people, and your wife or your husband or your partner has access to your logins probably. So therefore, where you think you're being safe, chatting on a group chat or whatever, or you're talking to somebody,
Yeah.
you've now got someone else that can see into that. You're not just texting somebody or WhatsApping somebody or whatever. So Facebook has that dimension to it, but TikTok, I wouldn't even say Instagram is as bad. TikTok is really an evil platform, and I don't believe in my heart that when TikTok was born, that I think they expected it to go as viral as it did. I think they expected it to be as big as it was.
Yeah.
But I think that they were perhaps a little bit naive to the understanding of humanity or the lack of humanity and how people would abuse TikTok.
Okay. Can I ask you something? You know, you've said a few times TikTok is evil and they're abusing it. What is it about TikTok out there that's, would you say, is evil? Because when I look at TikTok, the main issue that I see with TikTok is you've got Facebook, which is slow, right? And I'm looking at this from a business perspective, right? Especially with us. You've got Instagram, which I still even use now. You've got pictures and you've got reels and you've got videos and all of that sort of stuff. But TikTok is just like, after spending 10 minutes on TikTok, my brain feels frazzled because you're constantly going through. It's like I don't have an attention span within
100%.
So what is it about TikTok, would you say, pinpoint wise, is evil?
Okay. Before I give my opinion, why do you think TikTok, as a younger person, why would you, or would you not agree with me? Do you not think it's...
No. Listen, I love TikTok. I do. I love TikTok because it's great for someone with such a short attention span, which I have. But it's also great. It's an entertainment platform.
Hold on. Do you have a short attention span?
I think
because you have a short attention span, because I don't remember you like that as a kid, or do you have it because of
TikTok.
things like TikTok?
I think things like TikTok, 100%. Because I don't remember having a short attention span. I think it's definitely something that's grown as social media has grown, because you have these 15-second reels. So then it's like, okay, quick, 15 seconds of my life gone. But then you have these 3-minute ones, and I'm like, I'm actually going to make that 10 times faster, or I'm not going to watch it at all, you know? But I think that's one thing. Coming on to why it's evil, with TikTok, you have every single generation on there, I think. Because TikTok is an entertainment platform, you get everything on TikTok. Everything on TikTok.
Okay.
And this is especially targeted towards the younger generation, like Elora, who is 8. No, how old is she? 10.
10.
Who's
So your
10?
sister.
Yeah,
I know.
only 2 years old.
Who's 10. But she and her friends want to get drunk elephant, and they want to get all
that's
of
just
these.
insane.
Yeah,
They
how
wanna
on
get all
earth
of
do they
these-
know
yeah.
about that
What
stuff?
the hell?
But it's
I only learned
because-
about drunk elephant
I know.
recently.
I know. And they want to get Sol de Janeiro bum cream. Like, what?
A 10-year-old.
What a 10-year-old
Yeah,
wants to
it's
get
insane.
bum cream. This is because of TikTok. Elora doesn't have TikTok because you won't let her get it, and I sure won't let her get it because the corrupt stuff that's on there is just no. But the reason why they're influenced is through influencers. These friendly girls who are my age and older, who are like 13 and older, because the 13-year-olds now want to get on the bum cream too.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
Okay. You've just answered my question. That was going to ask you.
but I think it's so evil because it's ruining childhood.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When I was 10, I was going around my friend's house playing with Barbies. I was like to Laura the other day, go play with the Barbies. She's like, oh, we don't like Barbies. I'm like, well, that was my childhood. I was playing with Barbies, like still watching SpongeBob SquarePants, like everything. Now she wants to get all of these adult products. And I'm like, but your youth is actually being dragged away from you through social media. Even though she doesn't have it, she gets influenced by her friends who have it. God knows why their parents let them have it. I don't know why, because they clearly don't know what is on that app.
Yeah.
But I think it's just ruining childhood and it's ruining youth.
So would you say that one of the issues with Instagram and TikTok and everything else as well at the moment is it gives kids... Okay, so the question that I was going to ask you in the middle of that was, you know, these kids, what do they see? Do they see these... I haven't seen this myself. They see influencers advertising these products.
They see influencers doing the get ready with me's, and they're so like fun and they're bubbly, and it's like it's what children are attracted to. These influential girls who they want to be when they grow up.
Right.
You know? But they don't know that these influential girls also have an OnlyFans. Do you know what I mean?
We were speaking to one of our clients recently who's huge on social media. And, things happened to this person and they took a step back from social media for a really long time. And I said, that's really commendable. And one day you should actually post that you've taken a step back and why you took a step back to show other people it's okay to not post for a few days. It's okay to take a step back and not show the whole world what's going on in your life right now. I find it the most ridiculous thing ever when I see people and today I broke up with blood and this happened.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you not have any dignity?
You mean
First of
airing
all,
their dirty
there's
laundry?
no such thing as pretty tears. Okay. There's no such thing as pretty crying. We all don't look that great when we cry. Unless it's do you know what I mean? And it's like, why do you need to tell everybody everything that's happening? Or we have this in our clinic. You have people that come to you and say, I want to look like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me find a picture of this person without any makeup, without any filters, without anything, and then let's see what you want to look like. Because you can bring me Jessica Rabbit if you want. I can't promise you I'm going to make you look like Jessica Rabbit. She's a flipping cartoon. But there's no difference. What's the difference? There's no difference. There's actually no difference saying I want to look like Jessica Rabbit or bringing me someone on social media.
But then that moves on to the thing of the topic of social media has ruined beauty standards and has
100%.
and has given the world unrealistic beauty standards. Do you get this within men?
No, I think you do get it within men. I think you get it within men more now. But I think, just from a guy's perspective, this is one of the conversations that most guys have all the time, which is the version of the person that you're about to meet is a completely different version of what you see on social media. So, the thing that you just touched on about you can present your version of yourself, that's interesting because, look, this is the example that I give. When you're going to go on a date with somebody, that person that you first meet on the first occasion is their representative. That joke that we always say, that's not the real person, right? But even with that, they can't lie about how they look because you're going to see them in person. They can't lie about the way they behave. With social media, you get to pick and filter and do whatever it is with your pictures and say, I want this picture, I want that picture. Even I can do that with myself. So whatever you see of me, even if you've never met me before, that's all you're going to see. So to answer your question, do men do that as much? I think they do now because you get to select what you decide to put on social media. But I think it's become a dangerous culture because you've got all of these pictures of people and all of these representations of people that you have on social media, and that's not really how they are. And they're hiding behind this representative or persona of person that they want the world to see. Like, without sounding horrible, I've had clients, and no disrespect to them at all in the past, where they've messaged me and I've seen what they look like on social media, and then they come and see me and they look like a completely different person, and and often enough, I like them more when I meet them because they're more down to earth. But the persona that they like to give, because you're either going to do that because that's how you want the world to see you, or you're doing it for the sake of business, because let's be honest, you're feeding someone a dream, and that's how people want to see them.
The dating game on social media now is just a complete... How many people in your generation, in my generation, are single and can't find a relationship?
Because nothing's authentic anymore.
Nothing's authentic.
I was having this conversation with Talia the other day. And even Talia, how old is Talia? Nearly 24. She was even saying how with her generation, you don't meet anyone authentically anymore. Everything's through social media and through dating apps. And these dating apps are really hookup apps. You're not going to meet a boyfriend. Realistically, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to meet a boyfriend on Tinder. Do you know what I mean? And it just ruined dating. It's ruined the dating pool because dating, especially for my generation, is just like, it's non-existent. It's non-existent. You don't really... Dating and going out on dates, taking out on dates is kind of like wow, you're taking out on a date. That's like, wow, okay, that's amazing.
But we say that to you. Like, we say to you, like, so where's he taking you? What are you doing? Because it's old school. I'm sorry, but chivalry has to exist.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. But the thing is, you've taught me that. You both taught me that. So I have that standard. You want to see me on the first time, and you're not coming to my house, I'm not going to your house, you're going to take me on a date.
Yeah.
Like, whether you can meet that standard or not, that's fine. And I've definitely not lost. There have been guys that have walked away because my standards are too high. But I think your standards aren't too high, you're just asking the wrong person.
Yeah.
So if your generation don't date, then how do you meet people?
Through social media, and then you start texting on social media, and then one day you just happen to see each other. That's through a talking stage. And I've tried to explain this to you guys.
That happens as well. Yeah, but that does happen in our generation as well. It just so happens that you're not somebody that particularly likes to act that way, and neither am I. So therefore, you and I spoke, we dated, we had a different course. But a lot of our friends are like, I can't find a guy, I can't find a girl. This girl's like that, this guy's like that. They all say it. Loads of people say this to us.
I know, but I'm just trying to put myself into this position, right, of what she just said. So if I was to, let's say I didn't meet you and I met somebody on social media, how would it play out? I just keep speaking to them for how long?
It depends.
And never meet them?
No, mate. Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Sometimes it's a conversation that goes on for months and you never end up meeting them because people are too scared to see each other face to face.
No way.
Of course they are. They're scared of their representative.
Yeah.
They're scared of showing the real side.
I know, but that's going to...
That's petrifying for somebody.
Okay, but if I'm talking to somebody, then that's going to have to go somewhere eventually, right? You're going to have to meet them.
In your mind space. But the way that social media has played out, and Tinder and all of these, I mean, I can't even believe that the younger generation are using flipping Tinder. I mean, what? That's so dangerous on every level. That's so bloody dangerous. But anyway, people are not... It's easy to hide behind cameras. It's easy to hide behind a camera that has a filter on it that can show this version of me, and I know you're definitely going to like me. But from a point of view of somebody that's dating, or if I was to put myself in a guy your age, I'd be thinking, well, maybe she won't like me because I don't have a six pack, or I'm not like this, or I'm not like that. But I know she'll like this side of me.
Yeah.
So that means that this side of me isn't going to get any rejection. And let's be honest, what's the main thing that majority of this world is petrified of? Rejection.
Yeah.
Everyone's afraid of rejection. Rejection then spider-grams out and makes so many other emotions come out. And rejection often is the core to anything that is negative within you and how you feel about yourself. It always comes back down to that key word of rejection, no matter how it plays out. So therefore, if somebody has now has a tool to hide behind, social media, whatever it might be, even the dating sites, people post up pictures that have been completely airbrushed so much. So they'll post up a Jessica Rabbit. They'll post up a cartoon. And then, so to meet that person, even if somebody was to like somebody else, by the time you've now posted all these pictures and I've now come to meet you and you don't look like anything what you've posted, you've now pissed me off. You annoyed me because you've lied to me already. Without lying to me, you've lied to me. So how's our relationship supposed to get off onto a good...
Lie to you how?
By showing me all these wrong pictures of yourself. You could look a certain way and maybe I'm not as attracted, but I could be so attracted to your personality that actually the fact that you don't look quite like you'd have the six pack you show in the pictures of yourself, that doesn't matter. Who cares about that? But the fact you've had to lie to me to get me to come to see you, now the border's gone up for me because you've lied. So I just think that my worry is with the younger generations, and if parents don't get a grip of it and don't get a grip of their kids, and just because someone is now 18, 19, 20, early 20s, as a parent, you still have responsibility for your children. You have responsibility. You gave birth to these kids, your responsibility to guide them in the right way. And we're constantly needing guidance. So if you don't guide your kids in the right way, social media will raise your children. And that's not a good picture, because either they're going to end up in a ditch, sorry to say, or they're going to end up in the hands of the wrong person, or they're going to end up with such a low attention span, trying to go and have an interview and get a job later on in life that's going to pay any form of a good income. They're not going to know how to sit down and have an interview because they're going to be so quick thinking at that stage,
Yeah.
they won't understand how to interview. If you don't get a grip of that as parents, because social media is not going to change. It's going to evolve and get bigger and bigger and bigger and badder.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the big bad wolf. It's going to keep growing. If you don't change the structure within your home, then social media raises your child. So you have a choice, I think, as a parent. And I'm a parent of 4. Either you decide to raise your children and you let them have a little taste of the social media world, because otherwise it will be the sweet they can't have and they'll go and have all of it. Or you let social media completely raise them and you then lose control of your child.
I think that's already happening.
If parents are not controlling.
Yeah.
I have control. If I see something's wrong with you, I say to you, what's happened? What's wrong? Let's talk this out. You might not want to talk to me day 1. You might not want to talk day 2. Then I send him in. Go see what's wrong with her. What's going on? But I'm always on top of your mental health. I'm always, even if I'm annoyed with you or you're annoyed with me, I'm on top of watching what's going on with your mental health.
Yeah.
Because I know what can happen. When Elora is behaving in a certain way and she's 10, Elora, now it's time to go read a book. But I've read 10 pages. Okay, you need to go read 10 more. You need to go and sit down for half an hour and read. It's not because I'm actually wanting her to read the book and so much. It's I wanted to sit down and concentrate for half an hour and do something that's challenging her mind a bit more. Yeah. So it comes to the parenting. And that's how we hold back on the social media with your age group. With our age group, it's just causing people to, I think, to be very, very insecure. And it's just a lie. This is why I say social media, TikTok is evil.
But I think with our age group, we have a mix of both. So, you know, our generation of, you know, not having social... Look, we went through the era of smartphones and watching social media grow and everything else, but we got to taste what it was like without it beforehand. You know, the whole calling each other on your phone and your mom and dad picking up the phone and listening to your conversations and what have you. But with your generation, you grew up into social media directly, right?
Oh, my dad listens to your conversations.
Yeah, all the time. And they open our letters as well to read our bills. But the thing that I'm more shocked about is if you are going to have a full-blown relationship with someone by speaking to them on social media, please tell me you at least pick up the phone and have a conversation with them over the phone, right?
Yeah.
But you just...
In most cases. But there are situationships where you're just messaging.
What? For prolonged periods of time?
Yes, I know it's stupid.
Isn't that the same as catfishing?
Stupid. Not necessarily, because you know what they look like you've seen their social medias, you know what you have a grasp of what they look like. How long has this word been out?
I've heard it like in the summer. I think it's the first time I heard the situationship word.
What's a situationship?
Yeah. It's like you're with someone, but you don't have a label.
Sorry?
You're with someone, but you're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
Then what are you?
You're in a situationship.
So it's not even seeing someone.
So it's
Not really,
is it halfway in between a relationship
But that's
and a
what
situation?
It's confusing. It's confusing. It's
Weren't we? You're
situationship.
seeing someone, but if you're seeing them, you're not really in a relationship with them.
You're just seeing them.
Sorry, I don't want to say this and make it sound crude, but you're talking about friends with benefits, but without the benefits, just the situation.
No, because the benefits can happen, but not in all cases.
But
that's what I mean.
You just said you speak to the person, you're never going to see them. How's that going to happen?
It's complicated.
So a situationship basically is like a walking STD.
No.
Really?
So I'm with you, but I'm not with you. But if we bump into each other, then it's a situation.
Yeah.
Bigger situation if you bump
can
into me and I'm with someone else.
So hold on a second. So you could be in a situationship with multiple people all at the same time because none of them know the fact that you're speaking to each and every single individual
100%.
one. Oh dear Lord.
100%.
So I just said to you, walking STD.
How on earth would that thinking ever end up with somebody?
Yeah, but it's the same thing as a serial cheater or a player. It's the same thing. Guys back in the day used to have like 5 different phones. Each phone used to have 5 different girls.
And now it's on one phone, they have 5 different girls.
Now it's on one social media platform.
But girls do it too, because guys right now, they're boring. Honestly, because they're trying to be like these people that they're not, they see on social media, these male influencers. who realistically are quite boring. All that's going for them is that they're good looking. So these guys trying to be nonchalant and trying to be like these guys, and then you get these nonchalant assholes, and then you never really want to speak to them. So you have a bunch of them, but they're all kind of the same, but they give you some sort of entertainment.
It's a bit much sometimes. Yeah, I can't.
I know, but I'm not trying to stick up for men's rights here. But you're right in what you're saying, but you also have it from the guy's perspective as well. So when I speak
girls are too much too.
Because this is what you get in social media. On Instagram, why are they all sticking their asses out? And they just stick their asses out in different poses, and that's their entire Instagram page. And then you go on to the next person, and it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's just asses and asses and asses and asses. Oh, so forget ass number 1 today, because she's a bit boring. Let's go for ass number 2 on Tuesday.
Because what does that give girls? Validation. And that comes from insecurities. Listen, if you have insecurities, you have insecurities. If you want to post that, that's your decision. That's fine. We're in no position to judge because everyone has their insecurities. Everyone has that. We're in no position to judge those girls. That's fine because it's 80% of girls at the moment. But where do the insecurities come from? These BBLs, these celebrities that have these bodies that are unattainable because they're done through surgery, or people just have wicked genetics but they want to be like those people. So they pose like them. They get surgery like them. But it's the same way though for these stick-thin Victoria's Secret models. The exact same way. And that's what it comes back to, unrealistic beauty standards.
Yeah.
You know?
The Jessica Rabbit effect.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got to put something out there before we polish up this podcast. The most annoying thing about social media is going to the gym. Because I am so fed up.
For God's sake.
The gym influencers.
Listen, I am, everyone knows me as the fitness queen. Like, I have been an athlete and into fitness for too many years. Oh my God. Either somebody is talking the utmost amount of crap about do this to get this bum, do this to get that, chatting complete shit. They're 22 years old with as much collagen in their bum as a newborn, and everything is still upright and perfect. Let's be realistic now about everybody's bodies, okay? I squat and I get a bum like this. No, you don't. You're a kid and you've got stupid amounts of collagen in your body and growth hormones surging through your body. And you're young, okay? That's that style. Then you go to the gym and there are tripods everywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it's like I'm doing a slalom through the tripods.
I was about to swear then, because that pisses me off.
Oh my God. You're on the treadmill, you're feeling sweaty and disgusting. I turn around and there is a tripod literally directed towards my ass. And I'm like, dudes, I don't want the tripod directed on my ass. I've also just had a baby. No, thank you. Please don't film me. And then you get off, you knock over someone's tripod. So I'm now trying to not trip over weights.
Do you have that pure gym?
Oh my God. These morons leave weights everywhere because no one has any gym etiquette anymore because they're too busy filming themselves. So there's weights everywhere and I've got tripods. You're lucky if I leave the gym alive. I mean, it's like the amount of times I've walked in and I've thought, you know what, sod this. And I've walked out and I've not trained because I'm literally fighting tripods and weights that are left everywhere because all they're doing is posing. I've seen people come in, bend over, the camera's behind, a quick, and then they've walked out the gym.
Yeah, what the hell is that
shit about? So they just
about?
came to film that segment. Oh, I've just done a really hard workout.
Yeah.
Let me find your social media, because I'm going to mark on your social media you haven't done a hard workout at all. And these are not realistic goals here. You've airbrushed yourself, you've thrown on some baby oil, and to add some sweat. Just to show some sweat. And now here we are.
Yeah.
That's my gripe. Obviously, you can tell that's my gripe. But that really annoys me about social media.
The best one that I like is when you go to the gym and someone says, "Excuse me, please stop 1 second. I'm just filming."
No.
When you're about to walk to your gym.
Really?
Huh?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, could you hold the camera for me? No.
Oh my God.
No, I
Listen,
cannot.
I understand if you want to take like progress pictures, that's fine. But it's one thing you're in
No,
other
no, no,
people's
no.
way, or you're in like one of those studios and you're by yourself.
Yeah.
That's fine. Whatever. But when you're in other people's way and they're actually trying to work
It's not
out.
progress pictures. It's like a whole life has been created around, we spoke about a persona of how you want the world
That's
to see
their
you.
persona.
It's look at me, look at what I do.
Yeah.
I'm sweating and I'm an expert in the field of exercise or whatever it is. Yeah. And that's how people want to be seen.
Yeah.
And that's
then
crazy.
guess what happens? You get the younger generation seeing that particular girl. Oh my God, in 8 weeks, she had her body like that. And this is what she followed and this is what she did. I'm going to do that now.
But what she doesn't, what they don't know is that that's actually genetics. And then now you're going to get an eating disorder from what you just seen.
Yeah, or the fact that it's been airbrushed.
Yeah.
So the girl's just done her pose in the thing. I'm going to pop that bum there. I'm going to give myself some abs there through these apps. I'm going to post it on social media. I've done this in 8 weeks. I'm telling you now that's impossible. I've been in this world for a very long time. That's not possible. But what that does is it gives girls the wrong impression. When I am on stage and I do my bodybuilding, I remember I was teaching spin classes and they put up one of my bodybuilding pictures on the as the profile, but it wasn't one on the stage. It was one just before I was about to get on stage. I was very, very, very skinny. And I said, please take that down, because I don't want younger girls, I was teaching teenage classes, etc., coming in and seeing that picture of me and thinking, Charlie, how do I get like that? Because I'm the first one to say that is not a healthy way to live.
Yeah.
So I don't want that. And that's just a poster on a wall. It's not on social media. You know, I don't post lots of my pictures on social media of me on stage. There's a handful of them. There's ones of me getting ready, but I also put on there, this is not healthy, because I'm real and I want people to understand it's not healthy. It's not a healthy way to be. So unless you're going to be an influencer and you're going to really influence people, then influence them in the right way.
Yeah.
Show them the right way. There are a handful of people now. There's one, I think she's called Donna Mercer or something. And she shows like, this is how you can look on camera. This is how you really look on camera. If I sit down and my cellulites out and whatnot, you know. Those are good influencers. Yeah. Because those show people
They're
real things.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to be encouraging. If you're going to show your kids social media, then let them see the real stuff and a little bit of the fake, so they understand what's fake and what's real. So we live on this parallel, this real. We're not living on stage. It's not a theatre show. We live in this life. We don't live on theatre with theatre makeup. We live here. And people can then, I think, well, it's not going to change, but the parenting needs to change.
I agree.
That's the only way that it's going to be, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, anything else you want to say?
No, I think we could talk about this forever.
Yeah, I know. Like this goes for hours.
It's a topic where social media is going to continue to grow. We're not going to be able to stop it. The only thing that we can do is try and control it as much as possible.
Yeah.
But even that's tricky.
Yeah.
And
It is tricky. Well, thank you for tuning into this podcast. If you would like some more topics that you want to hear about, everything we say, we don't, everything's unfiltered, uncensored. We don't plan anything. We just talk. And we see where the conversation goes because we want it to be authentic. So anything you'd like to hear about, any topics, any questions, just pop them below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.
thank you.